Hey guys, this is Darkzone1. In today's video I'm gonna show you my Grandmaster Feline build in Witcher 3. We will go over the gear as well the best runestones, glyphs, rune words, glyph words, mutations and skills. Let's start with a quick summary of the build. My Grandmaster Feline build focuses on mixing strong attacks with fast attacks. It has high critical hit chance and high critical damage, but because it uses light armor it's very vulnerable, especially on death march, where you can be easily one-shot by the enemy if you are careless. This build heavily depends on the feline set bonuses. With 3 pieces equipped, every strong attack increases fast attack damage for 5 seconds by 10% per piece. That means if you're wearing all 6 pieces you can get up to a 60% increase to fast attack damage. This encourages you constantly to mix strong and fast attacks in combat. With a full 6-piece bonus, rear attacks deal 50% more damage and stun the enemy at the cost of 1 adrenaline point, making positioning extremely important and giving you the chance to one-shot enemies. Now let's get to the gear overview. I'm using the Grandmaster Feline Steel Sword enchanted with a Severance rune word which increases the range of whirl and rend skill. I'm also using the Grandmaster Feline Silver Sword with greater Devana runestones in the sockets to increase the chance to apply bleeding. I'm wearing the Grandmaster Feline chest piece enchanted with protection, which gives you free quench shield at the start of combat without using stamina. I have also equipped Grandmaster Feline gauntlets with greater glyphs of axe in the sockets, the Grandmaster Feline boots with greater glyphs of Earden and Nard in the sockets, the Grandmaster Feline trousers with greater glyphs of Earden and Nard in the sockets, and finally I'm using the Feline crossbow to complete the set. Now let's move on the most important part of the build, the skills. From the combat skill tree we have muscle memory and strength training which increase fast attack and strong attack damage by 30%. We also have precise blows and crushing blows which increase fast and strong attack critical hit chance and critical hit damage. Next is whirl, which allows Geralt to use spinning attack that strikes enemies around him. Maintaining whirl consumes stamina and adrenaline points. This skill works best when combined with Severance, which increases its range. The reason I'm using Severance on the Grandmaster Feline Steel Sword is because human enemies are easier targets for this playstyle, while monsters are more flexible and harder to keep in range. After that we have Crippling Strikes, which guarantees that every fast attack applies bleeding, dealing a fixed amount of damage per second. Then there's Thunder Armor. Next is Deadly Precision, where each adrenaline point adds a 2% chance to instantly kill an enemy. Some people might think this skill removes the fun from the game, but it barely triggers, and when it does, it's funny and very enjoyable. Last but not least, I'm using Razor Focus, which instantly gives you 1 adrenaline point when entering combat, and increases adrenaline gain from sword blows by 30%, which is important for the 6-piece bonus of Grandmaster Feline gear. Now let's move on to the signed skill tree. Here the only important skills I'm using are Exploding Shield and Delusion. Exploding Shield makes Quen push upon its back and deal damage when the shield shatters. It also has a chance to knock down smaller enemies, which gives you the opportunity to instantly kill them while they are on the ground. Delusion causes enemies to stop moving toward Geralt while he is casting the Axis sign, making it less risky in combat. This skill is also useful outside of combat as it unlocks additional dialogue options. From the Alchemy skill tree, the most important skills are Heightened Tolerance, Poison Blades and Synergy. Heightened Tolerance raises the potion overdose threshold from 50% to 80%, letting you safely use a decoction and a potion at the same time without taking damage from toxicity. Poison Blades gives you a 15% chance of poisoning your enemy in each hit when applying oil to your sword. Have in mind that this chance increases depending on the level of oil used. In this game we have 3 oil levels: Basic, Enhanced and Superior. Basic oils add 15% chance of poisoning, enhanced oils add 30% chance, and superior oils add 45% chance of poisoning. This skill synergizes extremely well with Crippling Strikes and the greater Devana Runestones, giving you the chance to apply both bleed and poison effects, causing even high-level enemies to lose health rapidly. I forgot to mention that Crippling Strikes and Devana Runestones apply different bleeding effects. Crippling Strikes applies a fixed bleeding damage, while Devana applies a percentage-based bleeding effect that scales with the enemy's maximum vitality. These bleeding effects are separate, so they stack together. Last but not least, we have Synergy, which increases the bonus of mutagens placed in mutagen slots by 50%. Moving on to the general skill tree, I invested in Cat School Techniques, which increases critical hit damage by 25% and fast attack damage by 5% for every piece of light armor Geralt is wearing. Since this build uses 4 pieces of Grandmaster Feline armor, it adds 20% to fast attack damage, giving a significant boost to your overall damage and perfectly complementing the rest of the build. To round this off, I'm using 2 greater red mutagens, 1 greater blue mutagen and 1 greater green mutagen. The 2 greater red mutagens give plus 120% attack power, increasing DPS, damage per second. The greater blue mutagen increases sign intensity by 45% and the greater green mutagen adds 900 maximum health. This setup maximizes the bonuses from Synergy and further enhances both damage and survivability for the build. The mutation I'm using for this build is Bloodbath. Bloodbath increases Geralt's attack power by 5% with every short hit in melee combat, stacking up to a maximum 250% for the duration of the fight and as long as Geralt doesn't take any damage. Additionally, any fatal blow dealt with a sword will either dismember the enemy or trigger a finisher animation. I chose this mutation personally because it feels more balanced rather than overpowered. Okay, now let's talk about combat tips for this build. Tip number 1. Play around the set bonuses. The most important aspect of this build is fully utilize the 3-piece and 6-piece set bonuses. Make sure to use them to boost your overall damage. Tip number 2. Take advantage of the environment. Always be aware of your surroundings. Use cliffs, ledges, explosive barrels, and hazard environments to gain the upper hand in combat. Tip number 3. Manage stamina efficiently. If you are up against flying enemies, use your crossbow to shoot them down instead of relying on signs. Using arrows with bleeding chance further boosts the damage from bleeding effects you apply with your sword. This approach ensures you have enough stamina for whirl and signs when needed. Tip number 4. Avoid Igni. Use Axi, Quen and Ard for this build, and avoid Igni since sign intensity is low, so the chance to ignite enemies. The best combination is to use Axi to stun enemies, move behind them and strike with a heavy attack, either dismembering them or activating a finisher. If the enemy has a lot of HP and survives, a rear heavy attack will stun them again thanks to the 6-piece bonus, and you can follow up with fast attacks to deal massive damage thanks to the set bonuses. For Axe immune enemies, use superior dance star grenades. Wait for an opening, throw the grenade, move behind the enemy, land a heavy attack to stun them and activate a 3-piece bonus, then continue with fast attacks to apply bleeding and poison. Tip number 5. Use the correct oils. As I mentioned earlier, applying the correct oils gives you the chance to poison enemies, thanks to the Poison Blade skill. Combine this with the bleeding effects from Crippling Strikes and Devana Runestones to deal massive damage against monsters that are not immune to one or both effects. Tip number 6. Use Whirl for crowd control. When facing multiple enemies, lure them into enclosed spaces, cast Quench Sign and then use Whirl. This helps you quickly regain control of the fight and build Bloodbath attack power much faster. Tip number 7. Use Katakan and Superior Tawny Owl. Katakan decoction increases critical hit chance by 10%, while Superior Tawny Owl potion boosts stamina regeneration by 10, which is helpful when things get tight. So that's all for today. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the build, so let me know in the comments. Thanks for sticking around until the end, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. I wish you an amazing day.